Good morning, Professor. My name is Cristina Tandazo, and this video is to explain different points of the linguistic. The first point is the descriptive linguistics with two different definitions. The first is that it emphasizes in the observation and description of the use of the language currently in the society. And the other is that the descriptive linguistics helps to analyze the change in the language, for example, in patterns of language, like the lexic, phonetic, grammar. Other point is the relate languages. An excellent form to explain this is that a relate language is the language that have a same origin or similar characteristic with other language. Other form to explain this part is that the languages are part of a same proto-language, so it exists this relation between them. For example, the Proto-Indo language is the proto-language, and here there are the related language, for example, Germanic, Balto-Slavic. But in every language exist groups that have a highly relate between the languages. And in this case, they are the language families, that they are groups that have a same ancestor. For example, here, the Slavic family, Germanic family, Romance family. And in the Romance family, for example, there are a group of different language, but they have this link between them because have similar origin, or in this case, ancestor. For example, here, the language of Romance family, that they have an origin in the Vulgar Latin, for example, Spanish, Italian, French, Romanian. In the Germanic family or Germanic languages, that they have a Proto-Germanic origin, for example, the English, German, Dutch. Here we have a more clear example to explain this part. In the case of the Latin, we have the word Petra, and we have a way to compare the words according to the languages. In the Portuguese, pedra, in the Spanish, piedra, in the French, pierre. But in the other case, in the Germanic languages, we have German and English with same words because they have a highly relation between them. Hello, hello, good night, good night, good, good. So it is an excellent form to demonstrate that they why the Romance language are part of these languages like in the family, and why in the Germanic languages, the German and English share this group of family. To explain this part, we have this graphic that is a tree. This model is the language family tree model that was created by August Slaker. The objective of this model is demonstrate the relation and the union between different languages according to families, and demonstrate the origin and how the language are linked between them. For example, here, the Indo-European is the trunk of the tree, and here we have the European branch that is here. We have the family languages. For example, the Germanic family, the Romance family, and here we have the language that have the link between them because they have a similar words because have a same origin of ancestor, like the Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, French. So this model helps to understand easily the idea of how the languages are linked and have the relation between difference and how the families are divided. Other point is understand how the Sanskrit contributed to establish link between languages. The Sanskrit was an ancient language of India that helped researchers to analyze the origin of languages. More clearly, the origin according to the Indo-European language. Because the people, well, the researchers could be studying how the language have relation with the comparison. For example, here, the Sanskrit words, Indo-European words, and English words like mother, father, brother, we can look that they have similar form that they have between the words. So this is the way that the people have the opportunity to create and analyze and understand how the language have relation between them, and understand what is with the Sanskrit helps. In this case, it was the contribution of Sanskrit in the links between language, because helped to compare and understand if there are similarities between different language with this ancient language that is the Sanskrit. And finally, about this topic is the dead language versus extinct language, and understand what is the difference. In the two cases, dead and extinct language, explain a first part, that is that languages don't have native speakers. In any case, don't have native speakers about the language. But in the case of dead language, the language is used in a specific context currently. For example, in the education, people use the Latin. But in the case of the extinct languages, the language don't have native speakers and is not used in any context currently in the society. For example, we have the Native American language that lose with the conquest, and the people acquired a new language. For example, here the Spanish, or in other countries acquire the French, the Portuguese. So this is the difference, because here there are now the possibility of people or native speakers learn to about the culture, the ancestors' languages, or tongue to the new generations. So this is my explanation about these topics. Thanks for your attention.